Hello, hello. Happy Sunday, everyone. If you're tuning in for the very first time, my name is Kim Dent. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Maryland Heights, Missouri, which is a suburb of St. Louis County. And I've been a demonstrator for 23 years. I had my Stampiversary, we call them, Stampiversary, my 23rd Stampiversary on June 18th. So I'm officially 23 years in. So I'm glad you're joining me tonight. If you are joining me on my YouTube channel, Stampin' with Kim Dent, please say hello, hit that like button, subscribe, and also let me know where you're viewing from. I love to find out where everyone is from and how far my videos have reached. So hello everyone. I hope you're having a good weekend. If you're watching the replay, please, on the Facebook Live, please leave a comment. I can't tell if you're watching unless you say hello or if you leave a comment to let me know that you've watched the videos and what you think of the card that we're making tonight. So let me sync my laptop and we will get started. I have so many cute things to share with you tonight. I have cards from my big stamp classes, which were the week before, no, they were the week of Father's Day, but I took Father's Day off, so I didn't do a Facebook Live last Sunday, so got lots to share with you tonight. We're almost there. There we go. All right, yay. Facebook is looking good. Hello, Brenda. Hello, Mary. Oh, I see lots. Hi, Roberta. Hi, Jill. Hello, Janet. Let's see, who else did I miss? Oh, Roberta, I think were you the first one? Sandy. Sandy, you always get in there first. Well, thanks for joining me tonight, girls. I want to show the cards that I made during my stamp classes. If you have any questions about any of them, please leave a comment, or if you have my telephone number or my email address, you're also welcome to text or email or call me if you have questions, or if you see anything in the if you see products used in any of the cards tonight and you would like to order them. Hold on, let me flip my camera down. I'll show you where to go. If you would like to order online, let me flip this down. This is my website, kimdent.stampinup.net. This is my brand new host code, so I will have this probably for the remainder of June and then almost the whole month of July. If your order is $150 or more, do not use this host code. If it's less than that and you would like to help me out, please use that code, and I appreciate it greatly if you add that to your order. All right, the cards that I want to show you, all the cards this month were quick and easy cards. But I hope you like them. This one, I got the idea off of a wonderful Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. It was off of Instagram, and I believe you pronounce her name, first name is Jamie Barberzy. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but she is such a fun person to watch stamp, and I love watching her. So this idea was all hers, and it is using the Citrus Blooms stamp set, which we're going to use tonight. And also, this is from Citrus Blooms, and then this is Mediterranean, Mediterranean Blooms? DSP, I'll have to check. One of you girls comment. Hi, Valerie. Hello, Shirley. And then some iridescent foil gems. Aren't they pretty? All right, that's the first one. This one, I got this off of Pinterest. I changed the colors and just changed the colors on this. This is with that new circle dot embossing folder. This is with stylish shaped dies. And then the birthday cake and the happy birthday, that is from, oh girls, oh, the shopping cart stamp set. I've got my notes next to here, and it's underneath a pile of DSP. And then some purple gems. So this one was a sweet one. I thought this reminds me like of a teenager card, just for the fun colors. That's Highland Heather and Fresh Freesia. And then we colored it in with blends and added a little bit of Winkestella. This, we use Pretty in Pink. Pretty in Pink was a color from way back in the day. And it is a color that was brought back this year. We were all shocked that they brought back Pretty in Pink. And a long time ago, people or stampers would say Pretty in Pink is the perfect color for baby girl cards. So I am glad they brought it back. I do love pinks. And then the layer behind it is Petunia Pop. The dies are from Unbounded Love, and then also the DSP, Unbounded Love. So, and this, I like to share this tip. Do you see how this kind of looks like ribbon? This is just a scrap of, I think that's a 1/2 inch by 4 inch that just anchors. I said the die, it looks like it anchors it down, and if you don't have ribbon that to match your DSP or your ink, that's a fun way to just use up your scraps, and it gives a nice focal point. So this one is, this is with Wildflower. Oh, thanks. Thank you, Attention Shoppers. I think you're right. Attention, that one, I'm going to go back to this one. This one, when I saw the stamp set, it has a shopping cart, and I thought, do I need a stamp set in a bundle with a shopping cart in it? But thanks to all of you and wonderful demonstrators who share ideas, the little things that go in with the shopping cart are adorable, as well as the words. And so I didn't get it for the shopping cart. I got it for, there's a little bouquet of flowers, a little plant, a champagne or a wine bottle, and then the birthday cake. So there you can see that Winkestella on there shimmering. And then I need to pull up my notes. This one is with the wild, let me see, where is it? The Wildflower Bundle. Now, of course, I can't find it. Help me out, girls. This is the Wildflower Bundle. This DSP is from that Wildflower. Oh my goodness, girls. The die, it's all from the Wildflower Bundle. You've Been on My Mind is a great sentiment. And then this was really easy to make. This is, I tell the stampers who come to my class, this is my favorite layout. This is my go-to layout. It usually has a piece of DSP with a layer behind it. You can see there's Mossy Meadow. And then it has a focal point that's in the center. It's my go-to. It's what I've stamped with for all these years. And if I need a quick and easy card, that's my layout. This card actually was inspired by Mary Nape. I think she is a wonderful demonstrator, and she did a whole series of these. And then I added 3 brushed brass butterflies. Hello, Brenda. The DSP is beautiful. Very fun colors. Lots of patterns to pick from. I know I'll be doing a card soon with this suite. And then this one, there's that favorite layout of mine. That's Happiest Birthday, and aren't the dragonfly, it's just one dragonfly stamp that we stamped multiple times. I used Lemon Lime Twist and Granny Apple Green, and then we also, do you see those little speckling? That's where you take your, if I had one around here, I got one right behind me. You take your, let me see if I can do it. You take your marker and you flick it. Let's see, I'll just do a little mini demonstration for those of you, because I had girls, they were like, I do not, wildly flowering DSP. Thank you, Jill. I knew you girls would help me out. Okay, here's the flicking technique. This is, let's see, this is Boho Blue. you would take, to get that little speckling, because I don't like the plain white, I just want it to have something in there. So you take the lid off of the brush tip. So our markers, our Stampin' Right markers, they come with brush tip and then this bullet end. This is a new one. You can see the difference, the main difference between our old style Stampin' Right markers and our new style is that end, that tip right there. And it is really nice. Our old ones were really meant to just almost like sign your name. But this one you can still sign your name, but if I wanted to color with it, I could not do that with the fine tip end of our old style markers. Okay, on to the flicking technique. You would take your brush tip end and gently flick it. Oh, there, you can see this is a new one. So do you see how it's splattered? So I always say you move everything out of the way. It's not an exact science, you know, sometimes like you can get little bitty speckles. I could never say exactly where the speckles are going to go. So you move everything out of the way, but it just adds a little bit of color, a little bit of something, something. So that's I call that the flicking technique. All right, back to this one. This is Dashing Designs. That's a new embossing folder, 3D embossing folder. And then we just stamped, did the flicking technique, and then Wishing You the Happiest Birthday, and then 3 of our basic rhinestones on there. So those were my cards. If you have any questions or you'd like to order any of the items that I used or I talked about, or you're not sure what I used, just leave a comment and I'm happy to help you out. I also want you to know that you don't have to order online. I'm happy to place orders for you. I talk a lot about going to my online store, but I often want you all to know that I'm happy to place orders for you, so you don't always have to go to my online store. Here's the card I'm going to make for you tonight. You can see I love the Mediterranean blooms. This is the DSP I'm going to show you, and then we're going to use a new product for me. We've had it for a while, but this was the first time I brought it out. Now here's the one thing. I guess my little dots were not quite dry, and I smushed it. Oh, that's going to make me a little crazy, but maybe I can flick that one off. Okay, here's the new product. It's called Metallic Enamel Effects Basics. I had this idea just a little bit ago, and I thought, oh, instead of using pearls, I'm going to use these. So they come in gold, silver, and copper. They're on page 111 of our annual catalog. If you don't have an annual catalog and you would like one, just give me a shout and I'm happy to pop one in the mail to you if you don't have a demonstrator. If you do have a demonstrator, you want to contact her. Okay. Well, let's pull this up a little bit. There we go. So 110 and 111. It says Metallic Magic, and over here in the corner you can see the metallic enamel effects. You get 3 bottles, which I think I read tonight they were like about 1 ounce. Oh, let's see, is it about 1 ounce a piece? And they're $15. Very, very pretty. And then there's so many different things you can do. Do you see on there in that corner? They're using the metallic craft sheet. It says just dab a dot of enamel onto the sheet to create embellishments worth their shine. That's what I should have done. Instead, in the last hour, I had this brilliant idea, which we're going to do tonight. I'm just going to remind all of you that if you do use it, just make sure make sure it's completely dry before you put stuff around it. So here you go. This is called the double flap card. This is an easy card to make. I love the colors. Now this DSP I want to show you is not from Mediterranean Blooms. It is from Unbounded Love. And I'll tell you why in just a minute. But that's the piece that is behind the oranges. So, and I'll tell you why. When I was whipping this card together, the first thing, let's see, I want to show you the stamp set. Citrus Blooms. You can see it's got the 3, and then the 3 oranges, and then one right here. Hello, all the love. I thought that was sweet. You're the best kind of person. Just checking in. I thought that goes really well with hello. And then this sweet little design, and then some of the blooms. It also has a die set, which I used. So I'm going to show you how cool they are. There's the Citrus Blooms dies. Look at this big one. I did not even realize this till tonight, girls, because I just got it. This is one big Mama Jamma die that you could use by itself, or you can interlay it like that, and you could cut the shape, plus also do the greenery. So that is amazing. And then here's the die that I used to cut out, and that's the DSP, but I could also stamp the image and color it in with my blends, which I know I'll do because I love to color. And then you can see more greenery. This is so nice that Stampin' Up! Is doing this. 2 of the same, 2 of the same, and then you can see here's the blooms, and then these tiny little ones, and then look at these sweet little flowers. I like to look at, and then that's the single orange. I like to look at these, like, do you ever, like, I'm not good at thinking outside of the box, but I love standalone dies as well as like this. Long after I'm tired of Citrus Blooms, won't this be an amazing die to use? Love it. Like, to cut a layer, that is so cool. But standalone dies like these, and then these little flowers, I can use I can use regular cardstock to cut out and then use that on any sort of little card that I need a little bit of something on. So there are the dies. Right now, here's my plug. All of our bundles are always, bundles are always 10% off. During the month of June, which we're coming down to the end of June, it is an additional 10%. So 20% off the regular price of the bundle. This is for our stamp and die bundles. It does not include our stamp and punch bundles. Also, in addition to that, which I have some of my girl stampers have already taken advantage. They needed a new a new cutting and embossing machine. So they've taken advantage of our Stampin' Cut and Emboss. The big one, the Big Boss, as well as the Mini Boss are both 10% off. So if you don't have one, or you've been thinking about, I need a new machine, now is the time to get it. I know they have never put the new machine, the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines, on sale. So take advantage of that, but especially the bundles. And then I always like to add in, for my girls who are on my team that are watching, or for those of you who are thinking about joining Stampin' Up, I'd love for you to be on my team. We get the 20% off of the bundles, and then we would get an additional 20 or 25%, depending on what level you are, off of the bundles and the machines. So if you're thinking about doing it, or I want to remind all the girls on my team, this is a great time to cross off some of those bundles that are on your wish list, or if you don't have a machine or yours is wearing out, your old one, then now's the time to get a new one. All right, here is the DSP. That's beautiful. There is, this is the one that I use. There's the image right there where I cut out with my snips, and then I put it through the machine and use the die and cut it out. Here's the flip side. So a couple years back, Rick and I, we were fortunate enough, thanks to all of you and the girls on my team, to go on a Mediterranean cruise. And I think that's probably my favorite one so far. I have a lot. I mean, I love a lot. I'll probably say this about Hawaii or Alaska, but this, France and Italy and Spain. Oh my goodness. And this just reminds me, of it. It also reminds me of Greece, the pottery that I saw when I was in Greece. That was another Stampin' Up! Trip, which I have to say, this because I'm mentioning it more than once, and there are people who listen. Less than 1% of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators earn the incentive trip, and I'm blessed to be one of them. So, and I will continue to say that's thanks to all of you, my wonderful customers, and the great team of girls that I have on my team. So, there. Okay, I'm sorry, I got lost a little. The dies for the citrus blooms, do you only get a die for the single orange, or do you get both? You get both. So there is a, where did I put it? There's a single and there's the triple. So there's the one that I used tonight, Valerie. I'll show it. I'll pop it up against this. Oop. So there's the one that I used for the card tonight. And then this one is for the single one. And in the stamp set, there is both. Here's another thing. This is shown at 85%, so the stamp image, so they can fit more on there, but this actually fits on that one. And then, so I could stamp it if I want, or if I run out of the DSP. So the stamped images on the front are 85%. That's why this looks a little like it doesn't fit, but it does fit perfectly on the stamped image. All right, back to this. I showed you this one. This one is oranges and lemons, and a large pattern. Oh yeah, I'm glad that you get both too. Here's a cluster of the oranges. Look at, oh, see how nice this is? Like this would be great for a masculine card. The navy and the white are so classic. And then look at that beautiful pattern. That's a little larger than the one I used. And then these must be, I guess, the orange blooms. There's another pattern. So that's boho, and it looks like a little bit of misty moonlight and night of navy. And then a sheet of lemons. So how cheerful is that? And then another classic navy and white pattern. So that's your Mediterranean Blooms DSP. And then, let's see, the kit is, I'll show you what you need for the kit. You need a sheet of basic white that's 4 by 5 1/4. That's your inside. You need a sheet of Night of Navy cardstock. This is 5.5 by 7 1/4. And I already did it. You scored at 3. I should hold it like, I should have had it the other way around. I have it on the right. No, I do have it on the left side. Goo! Sorry, girls. 5.5 by 7 1/4. Scored at 3 inches. And there you can see the light's catching it. I scored it already. And then you need another piece of Night of Navy. This is 4 1/4 by 4.5. You scored at 1, and it is on the left side. I'll show you when I put it together. There's the score mark. So scored at 1. And then the Unbounded Love DSP. This is 3 1/4 by 4. Remember, that's not from Mediterranean Blooms. And then Mediterranean Blooms, this small pattern. This is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. All right. I believe it's called the Double Flap Card. I got the idea from Jackie Bullhoise. So she is known as Klompin Stamper. She's a lovely lady too. Got to talk to her when we were in Texas this past convention in Houston. All right, I'm going to take my bone folder. I'm going to pull these off. So remember, 5.5 by 7 1/4. Score it at 3. And then I'm going to take, let me pull this down. I can see I'm not all the way in there. Mediterranean Blooms, 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. Oh, thank you, Shirley. And there's the flip side, girls. This is the flip side of the piece that I cut out the oranges from. But like I said earlier, you could always stamp it and cut them out. All right, I'm gonna take Night of Navy, 4 1/4 by 4.5, and scored at 1. So that's the little lip that is going to we're going to use it to hook it behind this piece so that the seam doesn't, or the raw edge doesn't show. But before I do that, I'm going to show you what I did. I stamped, isn't this, Valerie? I always think of you. Stamped on my envelope so it's nice and pretty. So we're going to bring in, we're going to bring in Pumpkin Pie. That's the color that I used. And I'm going to stamp on this before I glue it down, just in case I would make a boo-boo. But I did, I did not want the inside to be full. Hi, Denise. I did not want the inside to be full strength. So that's where I need a little piece of scrap paper. Oh, and here's my notes that I was talking about earlier. These tips sheets, this is what I use at my stamp classes. They're at every table. So this is what I should have because, you know, I'm 62.5 today. So Wildflower Designs is the bundle that on that one card, the die and then that pretty wildly flowering DSP. So yeah, my little brain isn't what it used to be and my memory isn't what it used to be. So here, those are the notes, and I should have had them handy. I apologize. Okay, so we're going to take the single orange stamp and we're going to ink it up. And like I said before, I stamp full strength on the envelope. Oop, let me do it like this, girls. I always say take the ink to the big stamp. So I don't have an envelope right next to me. I'm just going to, oh my mercy, girls. Look at me. Oh my goodness. What a night. There. That's why you don't glue it down. All right, I'm going to take and I'm going to stamp off, which I did and it wasn't in the camera. Stamped off, and then I'm going to stamp right in the middle so it's just ever so slightly. Now I see some little speckles there, but I'm going to go with it. And some ink right there. Oh! Right, this is full strength right there just to add something. Oh my goodness. Where in the world did that come from? I must have stuck my finger right in it. Is this a sign of a happy stamper? All right, here we go. This piece we're going to take and we're going to put a little bit of our, thank you, Teresa. We're going to put our Stampin' Seal or your adhesive, tear and tape, whatever you use. And I'm going to put it on right on the edge, kind of in the middle there. All right, now I'm going to take this. I am just a mess tonight. All right, so that's the white piece on for the inside, and I'm going to center that almost to the edge. I kind of want those seams to line up. There we go. So that's what creates your flap. And now I'm going to bring in the Unbounded Love DSP. Center that on the flap. So girls, if you're I wanted to tell you this. If you're creating, like you want to replicate this card, but let's say you're not going to use, you want to do the double flap card. This panel doesn't have to be this, what did I say it was? Three and a half. What did I say it was? It was 4 1/4 by 4 1/2. If you want a skinnier panel, you know, you just need that 1 inch score on the 1 inch edge. But this can fit your image or whatever you're putting on. This piece right here, you just need to have that 1 inch score flap so you can tuck it under. So I wanted you to know that. And then we're going to bring in, oh no, I'm going to stamp first in case I make a boo-boo. I decided to do another hello. So I'm going to ink this up in the Night of Navy. Should have stamped on it, or stamped it before I glued it down. Oop, that turned out okay. Whew. Okay, now I'm closing this Night of Navy up. I'm going to close up. I think I'm done with pumpkin pie too. All right. So that's what creates your double flap. And then I'm going to add, this was kind of a large image. So the measurements that I have from Jackie were, this panel was a lot smaller. But I knew I wanted to use the oranges on here. So I just made this, I think it was about an inch longer. So instead of being 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 by 4 1/2, I think the original measurements might have been 3 1/2. And then I thought, oh, I think I can figure this out. So I just made it 4 1/2 instead of 3 1/2. And this fit beautifully. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to tell you. So when I was creating this card, out of all of the patterns from Mediterranean Blooms, that was what took the longest on here. I couldn't get anything, like I was putting this down and then this on top of it, and I wasn't happy with that. And then I tried just a plain white background, and I didn't like that because I don't like a lot of white space. And then that's when I happened to look over in my stamping area where my 12 by 12 DSP is, and I saw this little piece poking out, and I thought, well, I think that complements it really well. So that's just my tip about, don't think you always, like, I don't think out of the box very often, but don't, just because it's Unbounded Love DSP, don't think that you can't mix and match it with other patterns, other DSPs and other stamp sets. I know some of you are probably thinking, Kim, I do that all the time. Why? But I don't often think outside the box. I use I use a lot of times the words that go with the images, the stamp sets. I don't mix and match unless I need a happy birthday. I do have happy birthday stamps that sit here. But anyway, so back to the metallic DSP, or metallic enamel effects basics. Okay. So this is a brand new product, or it's a product. We've had them before. I think we've had it in white and red. I hope it comes back for the mini catalog. We had red last year that was really fun. The one thing that you need to remember is this takes a bit to dry. So, and then the other thing, I'm going to pull my camera down a little bit. The other tip that they had was I could have used my silicone craft mat, where is that? And done the, where I set them and squirted them onto the craft mat, silicone craft mat, and then let them dry and then pluck them up. But instead, you know me here, last minute Lucy, I just decided I was going to try to do this directly onto the DSP. So I just took it really slow. It kind of almost looked like there you can kind of see it, the curly Q from the Dairy Queen cone. Kind of, it had a little curly Q on the top of it. It flattened out a little bit. Let's see, and you can make them as big or little as you wanted. So those are copper. Yes, it is. It's still in the catalog. It's on page 111 and $15 for the 3 containers. Oh, are you saying, Brenda, is it the white and the red that's still in the catalog, Brenda? Maybe that's what you're saying. Okay, and then I took let me know, Brenda, the gold basic. I thought, oh, I could use that for the centers of these blooms. So let's see if I can pull this up real tight. I just took, and on my sample, I did just one. I kind of thought about doing a bunch, but I didn't want it to go too crazy. So there you go. Now I've got to definitely set this to the side. And, oh, thanks, Brenda. The white and the red. What's the other color that goes with it? You'll have to let me know. I'm glad about that, because now that I've played with it, this is really the first time I've used this. There are a whole bunch of things. We did a special event with my team, some of my team yesterday, and it was called Creativity Now. You're going to see some amazing products that we use that's going to be in the next catalog. But one of the projects that we had, it called for this, and let me set this to the side. It was with the scalloped boxes. I don't have my stuff by me, but I'll be showing you. You could squirt this onto like the box. Pretend this is the box. Scallop or anything. And then you would squirt it on, and then you would take we sell those palette knives, and you would smear it across, and it gave like a very artistic look. Oh, online. Thank you, Brenda. Black, red, and white. Thank you. So it's an online offering for the other set of these. And so taking like the copper, this copper or metallic enamel effects, there are a bunch of things that you can do with it. I could outline with it. I could use it as a background. The other thing, which I thought was amazing, and I want to try it, is after they took the copper and took the palette knife, put it on top the box. No, this was on another project. They squirted it, made a thin layer. It dried. You have to let it dry. But then they embossed on top of it. They embossed white embossing topper. It was beautiful, and cut it out with one of the dies called out of this Something Fancy die set. I want to try it because it was so pretty. It was so pretty, and it's just something, I get excited just like all of you do with new toys, and I'm definitely going to be using this. I can see using the silver, I love using silver and navy blue like with Christmas cards. So there's my new little toy that I'm going to be playing with. Toys. Let me flip this around. And thanks, Brenda, for that information on the other pack, the red, the white, and the black. All right. I hope you enjoyed tonight's Facebook Live, and if you're watching on YouTube, like I said, please hit subscribe and let me know where you're viewing from. Don't forget that the Bundle Savings promotion ends the last day of June, so take advantage of it. It really is a fantastic promotion. I hope you all have a wonderful week. If you're in the St. Louis area, it's supposed to get so hot this week. Stay cool, stay inside and stamp, and have a wonderful week. God's blessings, everyone. Bye-bye.